Memento Mori Stories, a podcast that reminds us that we will die and that celebrates the deeply personal and sometimes whimsical ways we create to remember death and cherish life. How we bridge the gap, the sometimes deep, painful, and soul-searching gap between life and death. How we remember those we have loved, the things we keep, the phrases we use, the foods we prepare, the places we hold dear. This is your invitation to listen generously to one such story. A Memento Mori story.
It's a little collection of plates, and they're red and white Spode plates, a platter, and kind of like soup dishes. And they were my grandmother's, and they are actually hanging in my dining room. So I look at them all the time, and which of course then always makes me think of her. And I love them. Number one, just because I love them, but because they're so sentimental to me, and they just remind me of her. She had quite a number of different kinds of plates or bowls or things. My grandmother was an Italian, a really good cook, and lived with me for many years. So I have wonderful memories, and these just kind of keep those memories alive. I have a love of them because of the love for her, and I remember after she passed away, I was able to look at certain possessions of hers, and the minute I saw these, I loved them, and knew I would treasure them. Definitely a love and a happy, I guess, it's just that warm kind of feeling that, I can't look at them without thinking of her, without remembering back to being over her. She lived in a couple of different places, so my mind will drop around to, visiting her when I was a little girl, but always remembering her in the kitchen, cooking or feeding us. She loved to cook and loved to have us enjoy her cooking. She got a lot of pleasure in that, so the dishes remind me always of her cooking and me loving her cooking and eating her food. Because I have them in a place where I have to walk kind of through this room to get to other rooms, and so I see them all the time, so it really keeps, her alive to me almost on a daily basis, really. And maybe with a little melancholy at times, because I remember back to those memories, and, she loved me so much, and I loved her, and we were very close. So, I would say from time to time it's even a little melancholy, but overall it's a loving feeling that I get. It's not ever overwhelmingly melancholy or anything. Memories I find are really important, and I've been told by my family they love my cooking. I think I'm a pretty good cook, and I know it's come from my mother and grandmother, and then therefore family holidays became important, the food, and, it just keeps that tradition of keeping the importance kind of on the whole holiday. Like my girls, even when they were home this Christmas, they were so excited because I decorate the house and, make the meals that they love. And then I just love being here, being home. And one of my daughters actually thanked me for keeping the tradition so strong doing this. So that felt very special. I think it would probably be love, that I think it's love that gets carried on and that lives forever with us. And as I said, I know how much she loved me, and I think she would be thrilled, or is thrilled, to know that, I cherish things like this over other things, I guess, because food was just so important to her. She was so excited to be able to make food and feed us, So I think that was important to her, and it certainly is so vivid in my mind. I think that love, really.
Thanks for listening. Compassion and listening are so valuable in bringing healing to our lives after loss. So, how about you? Do you have a story about something that reminds you of a special someone, a beloved pet, an event, or a place that brings comfort? Please contact Memento Mori Stories through this podcast or our Facebook or Instagram pages. I would love to hear from you.